Electra has been the staple of the modern cruiser since the company's founding in 1993, offering a wide variety of cruiser, hybrid, and comfort style bicycles. Their motto was modern cruisers with modern components for modern people, and today that still holds true with the Townie Series e-bike. Available in high step with two color choices, olive green as shown here, and matte black. Step-through versions come with a choice of 5 different colors. The frame is made of a rigid aluminum alloy with a steel front fork, concealed wiring inside the frame, and a classic but almost futuristic shape. The bike features 27.5-inch wheels wrapped with 2.35-inch wide tires. The step-through features 26-inch wheels with 3-inch wide tires respectively, making for a very smooth and comfortable ride on both models. This model is called the Townie 7D for the 7-speed derailleur Outback rather than a single speed. It features the Shimano 7-speed Tourney derailleur, which is more or less the entry-level type, but more than adequate for this type of bike, as you probably won't be shredding any mountain trails with it. Gears are selected by a twist shift Shimano Revo Shift grip-mounted shifter with decently short travel so it isn't murder on your wrists, and is relatively low effort even for downshifts. Even for somebody with relatively small hands, you won't find yourself really killing yourself to switch up and down. Power is developed by an in-hub brushless 250 watt motor and linked to a rear rack mounted 36 volt, 8.6 amp hour lithium ion battery. It's definitely not the most powerful combination, but sufficient due to the fact that it is, after all, a Class 1 e-bike with a 20 mile per hour top speed and the whole assembly weighing maybe 59 pounds. The battery is removable and key locked into place, has a separate charge indicator, and a quick disconnect from the rack if you actually need to take it off. The control panels are the old school LED indicators that display the battery level and the assist level. There are 3 pedal assist modes, and they can all be felt pretty good as the bike uses a torque sensor on the crank rather than a cadence sensor, which just measures revolutions, meaning that you need to more than just crank rotation to engage the pedal assist. In a nutshell, more or less, the assist doesn't work unless you do. Stopping power is courtesy of a mechanical disc brake system with 180 millimeter rotors and a single piston calipers, both on the front and the rear. The saddle has springs underneath, and it is very plush and very comfortable. And if you want to, you could always add a suspension seat post to it if you like just a little bit more comfort. But I rode it for a pretty good while today, and it was great. The bicycle uses what they have dubbed flat foot technology, meaning that the crank pedals and the chain and the drivetrain in general are all lined so in such a way so that the rider's feet and ankles actually do not interfere with the drivetrain while pedaling, giving the rider a better and more comfortable pedal and riding experience. Unfortunately, again, due to the fact that this is a torque sensor setup rather than a cadence sensor, you can't just ghost pedal and have the motor push you along like you could if you had a cadence sensor. Ghost pedaling means that you more or less just keep the crank assembly rotating to feed feedback to the cadence sensor that you are pedaling, and it more or less gives you whatever power you're selected out of the pedal assist. With this one, you have to actually do crank aggressively no matter which mode you're in to have the electric power kick in. The thing I can say about this bike is that even with the pedal assist off, it doesn't really feel like an e-bike. A lot of e-bikes, they're rather on the bulky side, and even when you pedal with a brushless motor, you can still feel a pretty good amount of resistance on the drivetrain. And this doesn't seem to have that. But you do have to put your work in to get that motor to come on. But it does push you along, at a very impressive rate for having only 250 watts. It's actually very enjoyable. It almost kind of reminds you sometimes that it is an e-bike and not a regular bike. But you could easily forget the difference if you just did turn the power assist off. Located underneath the LED indicator is also a hidden USB port in case you need to charge a phone or a headlight or any other USB accessories you might have on you, which is also pretty nifty and probably a testament to how efficient the bike is, considering that's a relatively low output battery. Overall, the bike is an impressive package. It's more or less, as I mentioned before, like a regular bicycle that just happens to have electric power. It's not too bulky, it's not too heavy, it's not too powerful. It would be nice to have a cadence sensor rather than a torque sensor. But again, given that the bike is so easy to ride and has relatively modern and sophisticated features, you really can't tell it's an e-bike until you turn the pedal assist on, which is great. In my opinion, I think that's really how all e-bikes should be. But for people that want them, really tough, really fast, and kind of like a mini motorcycle, you can't really have both. That's going to wrap my review of the Electra Town E7D Cruiser Style e-bike. And again, if you live in the Atlantic Canyon region, please be sure to check out 4A Bicycle Shop. That's 4A Bicycle Shop at the corner of Ventnor and Little Rock in Ventnor City, New Jersey. And again, if you like the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. And more great content coming. And take care.